Before 9/11, do you guys know what the deadliest structural failure in U.S. history was? Well, it was the Hyatt Regency Walkway collapse in 1981. In this video, we will give you some background information on this topic, an analysis on why the design or construction was wrong, some overview on the bad decisions made, and the overall lessons learned from this incident. As for the background information, the Hyatt Regency Hotel is located in Kansas City, Missouri. Construction began in May of 1978. The building opened to the public in July of 1980, and the walkway collapsed on July 17th of 1981. On this day, 1,600 people attended a tea dance in the hotel's lobby. At 7 p.m., 40 people were posted on the second level walkway, 20 on the third level, and 20 on the fourth. The lobby was a defining feature of the hotel, including a multi-story atrium spanned by elevated walkways suspended from the ceiling. Each walkway was about 121 feet long and weighed about 64,000 pounds. The fourth level walkway was directly above the second. When the failure happened, the outcome was horrific. More than 100 people died and 200 more were injured. 64 tons of steel, concrete, and glass fell onto people below. It needed a 14-hour rescue operation, including teams from the fire brigade and EMS units and doctors from 5 local hospitals. They ended up needing more help, so they contacted local companies. Dust filled the air, making it hard to see for the rescuers. Damaged sprinkler systems gushed water into the mess. The largest pieces of debris required cranes to hoist them up. Fatally injured victims were given morphine to ease the pain. Some survivors even had to get limbs amputated to escape.
In analyzing the wreckage, the engineers found that the walkway collapse derived from a last-minute design change in the hanger rods that suspended the second and fourth floor walkways. As seen in Diagram A, the original design called for a single hanger rod connecting from the ceiling through both walkways with a washer and nut holding up each walkway. The fabricator made a quick change to the design and separated the hanger rod into 2 pieces. As seen in Diagram B, instead of a single rod supporting both beams individually, the fourth floor beam now supported the weight of itself and the second floor beam. This change doubled the load on the washer and nut holding up the fourth floor walkway. Along with that, the channels of the girder were flipped to create a box beam instead of an I-beam, decreasing the possible load the beam could support. The toes of each channel could not support the increased load created by the design change and ended up buckling inwards because of it. These 2 design decisions led to the collapse of the structure.
The engineers and steel manufacturers working on the project violated ASCE Canon 1, which states, "Engineers shall hold paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public and the performance of their professional duties." The head structural engineer, Jack D. Gillum, was banned from the ASCE for a period of 3 years for giving his seal of approval on the designs and of the project, and his license to practice engineering in Missouri was revoked. The ASCE stated that the head engineer was vicariously responsible for the tragedy, but not guilty of gross negligence nor of unprofessional conduct. It voted to suspend the engineer for membership for a period of 3 years. This incident hurt the engineering community's reputation by showing that a very small design change can easily be missed by engineers, and a common distrust of engineers was created among people. Because of this incident, a greater focus on attention to detail was required from the engineering community.
What could have been done differently? The engineers should have kept their designs up to city codes instead of going around them and designing a new system. While designing a new solution to keep up with the construction deadlines, they could have taken more time to communicate and look over their calculations. A lot of their calculations were discussed over the phone, which should have been in person to better compare notes. The project should have been extended to not put pressure on the construction crews and engineers. The cost of extending the deadlines shouldn't have been put over public safety. Before approving their designs, the engineers should have took more time to analyze the changes made. More testing and safety precautions before opening the walkway could have been made to ensure the safety of the public. Things we learned. Before approving a design change, take more time to review the calculations. When sharing data and calculations, be sure to be in person to have a better understanding of certain designs. Never cut corners to put expenses of construction projects over the safety of the public. and to have a better communication with project numbers to make sure everyone is on the same page.